Hey YouTube, Happy New Year. Today is January 3rd, 2017, and I just wanted to give a little insight into exactly who I am, rather than just show day videos or like day one bulking videos. So, this is me. So to say a few things about me, I am 20 years old. I'm a student at the University of Houston, the main campus, so go Cougs. And I am a hotel restaurant management major, so I'm in like the Hilton College, and I'm not going anywhere near hotels or restaurants, like the management part, but my emphasis is wine and spirits. So I'm taking a beverage marketing minor, and then I'm also getting a business administration minor from Bauer College of Business at U of H. So I want to go into wine distribution and sales, and right now I'm getting the whole business side done, and then this summer after I turn 21, I'll be able to take more of my alcohol production and appreciation classes, which is kind of funny because alcohol really doesn't go along with fitness, but I actually love the industry of celebration, and the reality is most celebrations these days include alcohol. So what my big dream is actually to own a vineyard, or basically like an event space, because I worked for a wedding planning company, and I remember the biggest checks written were for, one, the alcohol, and two, the actual event venue space. So I want to own both of those things and have people have weddings or parties at my event space, and me also provide the alcohol instead of outsourcing. So that's a big dream. It is a big one, but it's completely doable, and I have enough ambition for the whole thing and enough support. So that's a little bit about me academically and career-wise. Fitness is just on the side. It's just fun, honestly. I do this because it's fun. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my end of the year post, and it was all my stats and stuff for 2016. It included things like back squat, front squat, shoulder press, bent over row, all those basically like personal records for my strength. 2016 was definitely a full year of just like growth in that way. It was really, honestly, looking back on it, it was crazy because I started training with this type of like weight training February of 2016. So it hasn't even been a year, and I can definitely say I have worked my butt off and like really made strength gains in that way, and it's really just helped with my back. That'll be on another video. I've had a couple back surgeries, but I'll talk about that later. But it's just really helped with everything, and my body feels great. I just feel strong, and strong is empowering. So I'll explain how I got started in this type of fitness in general. So since I was about 10 years old, I think, I played softball. I traveled, that was most of my childhood. I traveled all over the country, playing with my tournament teams, and the plan was always to go play collegiate softball. So I was a junior in high school, and I got a verbal offer, and by then I went through something that was pretty traumatizing. So like I said earlier, I've had a couple back surgeries, and basically that came into light my sophomore year when I was playing basketball. You'll have to watch the next video maybe for that story. But anyways, collegiate softball didn't become a thing, and I stopped playing tournament ball because it was just a lot of money and time commitment that was no longer taking me anywhere. So I started CrossFit, and I did that competitively up through my freshman year of college. So it was like 2.5 to 3 years, and that was really cool. I was sponsored. I was an athlete for this clothing company called Bar vs. Beast. Shout out to Ralph if you're watching. Hey, I looked like a CrossFitter. I didn't look like a bikini girl at all, but I mean, that was the point, right? So I looked like a CrossFitter, and I lifted like a CrossFitter. So I looked and lifted like a CrossFitter, and I know I mean, everybody's obsessed with losing weight when they really just don't know, or when you're about, you know, 18 years old. So I really wasn't like losing anything, or I wasn't really looking how I wanted to look. And honestly, I was getting bored with competing in CrossFit. So I trained off and on. It was just kind of withered away up through November, December of 2015. And then I kept thinking about competing and everything, because at the time I was living with one of my good friends, Lauren, and she was living here with me, and I remember seeing one of her like pictures, or one of her stage shots from when she competed in bikini, and I remember seeing that actually like a year before when I joined the same sorority as she was in. Long story, anyways. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, I wonder what that is. So when Lauren was living with me, I started asking a lot of questions about it, and she kind of guided me towards Frank. So I'm talking about Frank T33, Frank Torres. And so after a breakup, pretty bad breakup, I started training with Frank at Alphalete, and I had absolutely no idea what Alphalete was. I had no idea who Christian was. I mean, Nikki, literally I didn't even know this world at all. So I went into Alphalete on the first day, and I talked to Frank. We had a consult, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna train with Frank. So we did measurements and all that kind of stuff, and before I knew it, it was, I mean, I had picked out a show in July. My first show was a Branch Warren Classic, and my second show was Lee Labrada Classic. And I basically ended up training for that, and I competed. But over that course of that 6 or 7 months, I completely changed as a person. I completely changed my views on myself, and I got closer to God, I got closer to my family, and I met the most amazing people, including my current boyfriend, Brandon. Hey, babe. But anyways, I met everybody there, and especially Brandon and Frank, they basically took me to the level that I could compete at, and I ended up placing second in my first show, the Branch, and I didn't compete in Open because I was dumb and just didn't want to spend the money, and I should have competed in Open, but I didn't. And then in Labrada, I competed in Open and Novice, and in Novice I got third. Yeah, I got third, and then in Open I got second, which gave me my national qualification. So then I went on an all-inclusive vacation. I didn't reverse diet out of my show, and unlike what a lot of people warned me about, I didn't develop any disorder. Okay, sorry. I didn't develop any like disorder or anything. I just kept my mind straight, and I had the support of a good man beside me and a great family. Ow, Rico. Anyway, come here. Come here, wait. So, coming out of my show, I knew everything that I needed to focus on and improve in order to compete at possibly a national level the coming year, which is what I have decided to do. I'm going probably, maybe not, I don't know, probably going to do one warm-up show, but since I already have my qualification, I don't really need to spend the money to do that, but we'll see. As you may notice in like my past videos, if you watch them, posing's not my best thing because I'm just not sexy. I feel like I'm more on the, like maybe the cute side rather than the sexy side. Anyways, yeah, so I know I need to improve on posing. I need to build a back, because honestly, if you look at my back pose, like I've always been lower body dominant, so that's there. But my back and my shoulders, they could use a little work, kind of soft. No matter how or I didn't get lean enough. I mean, I got lean enough for that show, but to compete nationally, I wasn't even close to lean enough. So that's a big thing that I'm focusing on this year. God. And so I'm doing a much longer prep. That prep was 11 weeks, and this one will be, I think, 16. So that'll be a long time, but I can do it, and I have the best support system, so I know, this time I definitely know what it takes, and I think I'm going to absolutely destroy it. But anyways, so for 2016, I am going to, let's say I'm going to do a warm-up show sometime in probably July, maybe August, and I'm going to compete in one of the national shows because why not? That'd be cool to get on a gigantic stage. Why do I keep saying But I made this YouTube to track really everything and kind of reach out to people and be able to say more than I can describe in like just a little caption on Instagram or a tweet or something like that. And I'm really excited because I literally could not care less about how many followers I have on Instagram or something, or whatever other platform. But like the fact that I started this year, I made that my fit Instagram this year, or I'm sorry, last February, and it has grown to 5,611. I don't know. Oh, there you go. 5,611 followers. Thanks to all 5,611 of you for the support, and that's really growing pretty fast now because of my bulk, and it's like a positive body image that, you know, not the leanest, obviously not the leanest look right now, definitely not the tannest or anything close to that, but you can, I've had so many people say that you can really tell in my pictures how happy I am and how grateful I seem to be of this lifestyle, and I really appreciate that. That's a bigger compliment than anything like, oh my gosh, your abs are great, your butt's so big, you know, stuff like that. But for strangers to say that you look happy that's pretty special to me. So so next I guess I want to talk about a couple of resolutions I have for 2016. One is to become a little bit more of a morning person. I usually sleep until like 11 or later most of the time if I don't have work, but I got up early this morning and I honestly feel fantastic, and I think I'm just going to be a lot more productive and be able to do more things that I want to do rather than only having a couple hours in the day with daylight. So, morning person. 2, what was my second one? Oh, I'm going to be less critical of my skin. So my skin, I've struggled with like complexion issues and acne since I was about 13, and at this point I'm 20, and most of my friends and everybody have kind of like stopped worrying about that. And no, if I go to bed like one night without washing out my makeup, well, it's just not the best. And I know since that's like one of my biggest insecurities, I'm just not going to let that happen anymore. Not the whole makeup thing, but I'm not going to let it be an insecurity because we are human. And I'm tired of taking medication, and I'm tired of trying all these crazy skin things. I'm just going to focus on taking care of my body so I'm not stressed, getting enough sleep, and just the makeup that I do wear, just keeping it light, keeping it real, and just focusing on being my true self and confident in that self. And number 3 is to probably be more consistent with keeping up with all the different relationships I have in my life. So that means God, my family, just my like acquaintances. It's nice to have those people that just, you know, I've had a lot of people from high school and everything within the last year or 6 months or something really reach out and tell me like, wow, you've really come out of your shell, or you've really matured, or just other nice things like that. And I think that's really important to have those people that you may not be super close with, but you know are watching you. And So if they think of you as a role model, you better live up to that, and you better be the role model that they think you are. Otherwise, you're just as fake as so many other people you see on social media platforms, and I never want to be that. I want to be as transparent as possible. So, being more consistent with those relationships, and I guess really I can add a fourth one, is remembering everything is temporary. Every bad skin thought, bad body image, any just emotional trauma, really just any situation, a bad grade on a test, the nights that you have to stay up all night doing homework, or you know, anything else negative you can think of, is all temporary. That's huge for my mental health, because I know a lot of times I am super sensitive and I overreact and kind of get into this like mood where I physically can't get past it, and I let other people's bad moods or negativity affect my mood, and I don't think that's really fair to myself, because honestly sounds weird, but I'm super optimistic, and even if it sounds dumb sometimes, I pride myself on being able to find the best in every situation. So I remember last summer I like I don't like using this word, but I basically like binge ate like 6 Oreos or something when I went home to my parents' house, because I didn't keep anything here because I knew I would eat it. But I binge ate like 6 Oreos when I went home, and I remember afterwards I felt terrible, like physically terrible. I mean, they tasted great, but I felt terrible, and I remember thinking, well, at least I didn't eat 7. So I like having that mindset. It may seem a little ridiculous sometimes, and I know I'm not going to let myself do that kind of thing or make excuses, because they're not excuses, but make excuses or anything this year, really. I'm just, right now, I am almost 6 months into my caloric surplus, and right now I'm not really focusing on building any, well, I am focusing on building more muscle, that's a lie, but not really focusing on build, like gains, you know, stuff like that. I'm more focusing on building my metabolism, so when it does come around to prep, and I am dropping those macros and everything, I can keep them higher for a longer period of time, which in turn will give me more energy. I won't feel like crap, you know, and I basically won't give in to the like ketosis or anything like that when it comes time for my show. Well, I started tracking macros again. This year, so like 3 days ago, and it's going pretty well. I think I was under eating because I didn't really realize how much food exactly. Rico. Barry. It's my dog. Barry. But I didn't really realize how much food about 300 carbs really is. Yeah, about 300 carbs really is, and I'm actually struggling to eat all of that. But I'm going to keep doing it because my weight is staying just about the same, and I'm ready to build up those macros so I don't have to go so low when it comes time for prep. And that's my game plan. Yep. So right now I'm just enjoying life, building my faith. I'm Catholic. Enjoying life, building my faith, enjoying my family, my friends, my fantastic relationship, pretty special, and really just enjoying life and empowering other people to aspire and do the same thing. So I'm going to go make some food, and then I'm probably gonna go lift, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you later.